with these footballers, I'm just a fan. I just want to know everything. Like, I watch the things like, you know, when they're called up to England and they roll up to the training ground.
Man watches that as well.
Watches that. I'm like, right, what bag has he got? Who's got the rollie out?
Yeah, I watched that.
And
And bring their boots in there.
Yeah, all of that. Like, who's got what boots? Who's training?
Then they got that passport collector.
All of that, yeah. All of that. Like, who's punching it in? Like, even the noise that the ball makes. A man's on that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan of football. So when man meets these footballers, I'm just like, right, like, tell me everything. How much are you spending? What are you earning? Do you know what I'm saying? All of that. If they don't want to tell me, they don't want to tell me. Just tell me off camera. As long as you tell me. But yeah, man, it's a chat with footballers, isn't it?
Yeah, I think people think that they're so far removed. Some of them, innit? I guess like you said, when you get them in a room and you speak to them, they open up and they relax. But I think from the outside, they're so far removed. People think like, raw man got him to be honest in a way. Do you know what I mean? And people are surprised about that. But like you said, you're able to do it. And
bro, these are just regular people, you know. Just
I know, but
people
forget.
Yeah, like, again, like people say, like, how can you be upset or pissed off? He's minted. But he's a human, bro. Like, when he comes down and chats to man, it's like a therapy session. He can just talk. Do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes they say stuff like, "Bro, I didn't know that. That's not in my notes." You know what I'm saying? But again, it's just rich humans, isn't it? Again, a lot of them didn't come from anything. We don't have like the Frank Lampard who went private school and all of that. A lot of them are just them from the ends who are just talented and are lucky.
Do you think that plays a big effect, like in general in football right now? Like, people, like, I know it's a lot been happening not way before, but I would say like the last 5-10 years, where the man from the youth team are making as much dough as the man from the first team like 10 years ago. Do you get what I mean? Like, that's just crazy. Like, let's say Chelsea Academy, we all know that when you're like 18 and you played a couple games for Chelsea,
you get a little
even before you've played, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before you've even played, yeah,
20s and ain't even kicked the ball,
ain't even played a first team app
or trained a couple of times. Here's your contract. But I heard, I don't know, you can't quote me on this, but I heard it's like a thing where Chelsea put these kids on these high contracts, and then when they get released or leave, they don't have to ask for so much money, because already, if they're smart with it, because they get player liaisons and all these people to advise them on what to buy, they ask for smaller fees, so they actually get into a club and not hinder themselves for asking for 25 bags from a League One team or a Champ team. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, because it creates egos.
I always thought they'd give them, like, these clubs will give them that money because a lot of them, like 98% of them won't sniff the first team. So what we'll do, we'll give you like semi-first team money, so you feel like you're still a part of it, but you won't ever actually experience playing in the first team. Do you know what I'm saying?
But you can't tell a young lad at Chelsea, right, you're signing a pro on 20 bags a week, you're not going to play for. He's like, I'm going to make it. They're giving me this money. my friend, who I've grown up with since under 8s, is still on YTS money or a bag something. I'm on 20. I'm making it ahead of him. It's a gift and a curse, isn't it? It works and it don't, innit? Because at the end, they're getting paid well for their job, but have they really fulfilled their job?
Oh yeah, because when I see these, like, let's just say, like, I watch like FA Youth Cup and shit like that. I'm like you, I'm a fan of football. Like, man will watch like stuff that people wouldn't necessarily just normally watch, and you'll see like let's say a Chelsea team a couple years ago with like Izzy Brown.
Yeah,
it's like, raw, where's my man at now, fam? Or Masunda, all these man there. I'm thinking, fam, like, when we was younger, you was the guys. Like, man knows you was raking it in, these Casey Palmers and stuff like that. And it's like, not to say they fell off, because I'm pretty sure they play well at a decent club, innit? Well, I know Izzy Brown even got a club, actually. He just got released, to be fair. I was looking at that the other day, because I was thinking, where's this Izzy Brown guy? Because he's one of the youngest.
Is that the one with the afro?
Yeah, because when they were talking about the Arsenal guy, you see the pressure, like, everyone's saying it's mad that he got brought on. I looked at the list, innit? I was like, Harvey Elliott, I think it was Matthew Briggs. Yeah. There was Aaron Lennon in there, and then there was Izzy Brown somewhere in that list. I said, raw, where's Izzy Brown? Man's clubless. I'm saying, that's mad.
I was saying this thing outside. You see these, man, when you're in the Prem, especially the top 6, you're taught to play a certain way. Let's say the whole Prem, minus the teams that come up in the YOLO clubs, innit?
The Cat Ones, innit?
Like
Cat
Watford.
Like
Shout out Troy Deeney. See them, they're taught to play a certain way. When you get released, you drop down to Champs, some teams can play, a lot of teams hoof it. League One, hoof it. If you can't hoof it, if you're playing centre mid, you're getting skipped out. There's no point playing a player that from
engine man in them
from Arsenal, whatever, released, putting him on big money when we've got Derek something who can do the job box to box, and he's fit and he knows the league. So it's if you can't adapt,
that's what it's about, knowing the league. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when you look at like certain Prem players and you see them, the ones that have only been at one club, but they've only played like Premier League style football, and then they end up in the first team, they end up a pro doing well for themselves, and then there comes a time where maybe they fall out of favour, the manager changes, they get released or they get sold. Usually it's they get sold.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And they have to drop down the league.
Their thing's just done.
You see it. You can see it. Like the difference. It's like he was good in the Prem, but in the battle, you get what I'm saying?
That's in the war, bro. It's good on
in the battle.
Everyone's good on a good pitch, bro.
Yeah, when you got time and that.
Everyone's good on a good pitch, but when you go down to them leagues, when you're going Carlisle away, even the loanies, like how many players? If you check your team's loan, how many players go out on loan for like a month, 2 months, and play one game and then get sent back? They can't adapt. You come in trying to add a bit of talent, but my man's better than you in a game. You might look good in training, but my man's better than you in a game. It's a tough
man
world,
knows
bro.
the league, man knows the pitch,
100%.
man knows the players as well.
Yeah,
remember, the defenders in the Premier League, they're more like aware and more tactical than like some of the players in the league who are just like
I've
brutes.
always thought that. Do you think, obviously you see Van Dijk, it's easy for my man to just go like, raw, man's playing against fucking Haaland tomorrow. I could just look on YouTube and like see what he's on. See if man plays in League One, man's not really researching, man.
I think
man's not researching, man. Bro, they're not watching no film.
They all have like meetings and stuff.
They don't have no meetings. I was like, Aldershot, man.
That's Aldershot, bro. That's down there. But League One, maybe League Two, you might get a piece of paper. League One, you might get a video. Do you know what I'm saying? When you're doing shape, do you know what I'm saying? But Champ and Prem,
Champ and Prem, man knows they get
League
video
One,
analysis.
You might get a video, you might get a little paper. But League Two, definitely you're getting a little paper. This is what my man does.
So man's got a thing saying like,
It's homework,
we're playing
basically,
Dean Windass tomorrow, and that is a little paper of what he's on. Like, bro, I swear down, them League One and League Two guys, obviously they're good footballers, isn't it? That's why they're pro. But I feel like they don't even know what they're really on. You know, like I don't know. Like I don't watch the league.
It's about who shows up on the day a lot
of
the time.
Them leagues they're yo-yo leagues, fam.
Like, see them. What I've noticed for them is football ain't the end of it.
Yeah.
See when they're at the end of their career, we was talking outside, they're looking at plumbing jobs and other things to get tick them over to keep their kids in private school and that. With Prem and Champ, when I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
I've done my investments. I've got my yards, got my businesses. But them, man, when they finish, they're just regular Joes like us.
Why do you think a lot of them, like I say a lot of them, it's probably a small minority in the number, go and play like step 5 football, fam? And like still play semi-pro, like
money, bro.
Paul Konchesky was playing like Billericay the other day. Man's got England caps.
Money, bro.
And you're playing with man who play, like, no disrespect, but you're playing with man who play, like I see man who play in the SC Dons League on the same pitch as like a Paul Konchesky.
Billericay's a decent side.
They were when
they got relegated.
I heard the chairman's a bit of a madman, but he was paying money.
Is it?
Money. So like these Jermaine Pennants and that come down, I'll give you 700 quid. That's light. Don't have to do nothing. Train twice a week in the evening. Have my day, go play golf and that. Play on a Saturday, go home. Don't really have to socialise.
Man, ain't got no expectation of man. You can't tell me nothing. If I'm Paul Konchesky and James and Pennant and I play for Billericay, the manager can't tell me nothing.
Nothing. I was mad in the match in the Champions League final, bro. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
I'll come, give me my cheese. But have you seen that picture of him getting weights?
No, what, at that level?
Against Tuna Mitchum.
Cool, man. Played against Tuna Mitchum. That's mad.
I know the guy who weights him is up. Weights him. He's doing a roly-poly in that.
Man could play against them teams, fam. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
Do you know what? I seen something the other day, because this is why I wanted to talk about it, actually, because man must have been. I was watching something yesterday, and there's I don't even want to say her name, but there's a pop star in the UK, and she was married. Well, she is currently married to a footballer, and she had I think twins. She had 2 twins, and they've just had kids. But the guy that she was married to, who was playing, I think, in the Championship at a decent side, he's a striker, just got, I think, released, and he's now playing in Turkey or something. And I was just thinking, like, raw, that's mad. Like, you've just had kids, you guys are probably settled, you know what I'm saying? Your girl's doing her thing or your wife's doing her thing, and you guys have like a little setup, do you know what I mean? In the UK, and you're doing
See him? Thing. I know you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Minted.
Oh, swear down.
Minted. I'll tell you how much rumoured how much he was on outside.
But what I was thinking about, the whole premise of him now having to like uproot his family.
You got to remember, they're babies.
Yeah,
so it's easy to go up. He's probably in Turkey 1 season.
But
2 seasons
he's
max.
He's not the only guy Like that's happened.
The brother I'm wearing, whose top I'm wearing, he's out there in the same club.
So is it?
Yeah, bro. He's just had twins, babies. It's light for him to go out there.
For him though.
And her.
I thought about
Turkey's a nice weather, good food.
Yeah.
He's probably got a mad yard, decent money, not pound money, but decent money.
Yeah.
Well, give me 1 season of that. I'll stack that and come back to England. I'll play Champ or League One again.
But what about the guys? Because who I initially thought about, I was like, raw, that's kind of mad. Still, I get you can go out 1 season, whatnot, but like there's actually like it happens to guys who have been at clubs like a long time and have wives and have kids that are in school and have. Do you get what I'm saying? Like obviously that's one example.
That's like Rooney though.
But there is examples of where like you could be at a club and you could be there for like 4 or 5 years. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or you could have come through the ranks and then you got your kids who are in school. You have a wife or girlfriend who's maybe got a job or her own setup, and you're comfortable with your family and that. And now you have to uproot.
Listen. When you get with a footballer, I've never been. You know what you sign up for.
Yeah.
I could be in London for 5 years, then I moved to Newcastle. I think he said it the other day, Ben Foster, on his pod. But he just retired, didn't it?
Yeah.
Newcastle come in for him, gave him a figure. They said no first. About an hour later, they come back. They want you to offer. They want you to give the thing. But he lives in the Midlands, innit? So he used to drive to Watford, maybe an hour and a half, max 2 hours.
Yeah.
He's not to move to Newcastle, leave his family, stay in an apartment, a hotel for a whole year long. He just said no, but it's what you sign up for. Kids don't have to travel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I said Rooney, because he's gone to America to play and to manage, and his kids still here.
But that's mad. I wouldn't want to do that.
But that's you. Yeah. But this is your job.
That's what I'm saying. This is your and you knew from the start.
That's the tough thing
because
about football.
You know what I would say though, yeah. Remember with footballers, yeah. You see how man goes to work here now, like man's job. Man's at man's workplace until man basically says I retire or I quit for a new job. Yeah. Football it literally says you signed a 3-year deal. You signed a 4-year deal. Like, it's 4 years. Imagine going to work knowing some man signed a 1-year deal. Imagine going to work knowing in 1 year I'm jobless. That's technically what it is. Obviously, you got to believe in your ability, but you could be injured, anything. You're jobless after a year. So, man knows that you got to chase the next one's coming.
And when you get your girl, she better know. Listen, babe, I might be all over the country.
Yeah.
When we're young
and the kids are young, go up and down. But when we're settled, I got to do what I got to do. If you want the cars and that.
Yeah. We had Water on the pod, fam. Look, he had to play. Well, he had to, but I mean, he played in Ireland for 3 seasons. Greece, Spain.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. You see, when I was like 18, yeah, I remember sitting down to myself and really think, because at 18, it's the time where you're kind of slowly moving from youth football into like men's football. And at that time, I had to really sit down with myself and go like, rah. Like, obviously it's like every young boy's dream to be a footballer. Do you know what I'm saying? But I had to sit down with myself and go, rah, like, do I really want this? Like, would I want to be the guy, that's playing at a club and then I have an opportunity to go pro, but I have to fucking go to Scunthorpe or Tranmere, like one of them random places like that. And I had to think about it, like,
Tranmere. Tranmere's in Liverpool.
Tranmere
was in Liverpool, though.
Yeah, Tranmere's in Liverpool.
Scunthorpe's in the middle of nowhere, Tranmere, middle, Oldham, middle.
Or Rotherham.
Oh, I hear that.
You know what I'm saying?
If you do it's how badly do you want it, bro?
Yeah.
Because you can go Tranmere, Scunthorpe, be the best person be a year. Like my boy Jam, he was at Barnet. Edgar Davids fucked him off. Said one training session, nope. He's training with the kids. Not even allowed to train. He's in the gym. And
that's a big violation when they do that to you.
But this is Edgar Davids, Champions League man. You know what I'm saying?
Man's got the shades on.
Yeah, the night. He's done the scorpion trick. Yeah, that's it.
The goggles.
He's dropped down to non-league. Man had to take him to a team.
Mad.
Yeah, he's chasing the man. I'm like, no, play here. It's next to work. Boom, boom, boom. Bro, he's top goal scorer in that. Won the league. Went Conference South. Top goal scorer in that. Gone by January.
Mad.
And now he's in the Prem. It's sacrifices. It's how deep do you want it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of them. Football, it's scary.
You see, because, I always say this to people. If I have my ability now, I am going anywhere where the money is. Like, if I'm playing with these legs that God gave me right now, wherever the most money's going, man's taking, because I'm nicking a living. But if I'm actually good and I believe in myself, then you got to do what my man did.
City done. Remember when they first got the money? They signed all the old sick, like Jacko's Barry, all the good old players, just to steady the ship. And then once the core was steady, and then the core's gone and it's all young players.
Yeah, it's true.
It's one of them. Like, if you're good but your legs aren't good, but you're good up here, you're laughing.
Yeah, it's a mad industry, and it's a unique industry as well, because football's one of them sports where everyone's seen like someone's fortune just change. You get what I'm saying?
It's like the 15-year-old.
Everyone knows, everyone knows a guy who they played with back in the day, and they wouldn't have been that guy. Yeah. That would have been like, yeah, he's gonna go. Like, it was just like, he was alright, innit? Yeah. Like, everyone's played with that guy. He was alright. He was decent. He ends up.
Bro, they got the heart. Their heart terminated. The selfishness as well. Remember, if you want to be a pro as well, you gotta, you man, we're going out, you coming? Nah, got a game tomorrow, I'm chilling. Do you know what I'm saying? You gotta be selfish and just sacrifice all of that.
Yeah. Oh, your fortune could look at my man that just came on for Arsenal. Everyone's raving about him right now. It's mad.
If he's smart, they'll tell him, forget your friends, concentrate on football. You just played in the Prem. And then you got school
today. Even
get
a good appearance fee for that as well. I know he's on a YTS contract.
No, he might get a little appearance thing.
But man ain't getting much.
Not much, but
man ain't even got a pro. He ain't even got a pro.
This is what I tried to get out of Craig as well. I was trying to get out how much Champions League money. He weren't telling man nothing.
He must have got a good, Craig. Well, Eastman, he must have got a good Champions League money for that.
But
the Champions League appearance, definitely. Football Manager thing gives you like 2.75k. They start at Football Manager. The Champions League appearance. Now that game is accurate, fam.
Bro, I don't know where they get their stats from, but my brethren, he was at Palace, 18, 19. Apparently he was on 30 bags.
No, they say that, but what, a week or a year?
Week.
Oh, that's mad. Because I watched the thing, the Palace documentary.
Yeah.
And he said, it's Parish, the owner of Palace. Yeah, he said most first years get an average of 40k a year. First year pro, sorry. After their scholar.
We were talking about that just a minute ago, innit? The Academy Dreams thing.
Yeah.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
You got to lock into the whole thing.
I will,
still.
but I just think I watched some of it.
Oh, parents
are mad.
Bro, parents are rage.
I'm not gonna name the company, but when I go 5 aside and that, some of the parents want it more than the kids.
100%.
See, when that happens, it's done.
Scary.
It's done. No matter, you're gonna force your kid to play football. He might not even like it no more. He might know he's not the best on the team, but you're pressuring him.
There was one. Could you see the Asian guy? And he said, there's a guy on there. I don't want to ruin it for you, but long story short, I keep it like tidy. He basically just said like, man's gonna stop coming training because they pulled him in. They were like, listen, you're taking the piss on the sideline.
Yeah, you're doing too much.
Way too much. Like, bro, man's coaching you and you're telling him to do a next thing. Like, man's saying pass and you're basically saying run, shoot, twist man up.
My boy was at Palace. There's another boy on trial, and this boy was a wonder kid, played for his country and that at young age and all of that schoolboy stuff. Come to Palace. He's come from a higher club, innit?
Yeah.
His dad's running alongside and saying sprint, run, dribble, do all of that. Like basically controlling on a PlayStation.
But you know who's the worst parents? The mums.
I think they're both,
the mums.
Yeah, the mums.
No, the mums were peaking that
the
show.
mums are peak
like
still.
Peak. Like I'm saying, fam. One mum came over to the youth and was
Soccer
like,
mums.
yeah, but one mum came over to the coach and said, why is my son playing for the B team? Like they're playing an in-house game. And the coach was like, nah, we just split the team down the middle. He's like, nah, the other team's dead. Like she's got my man who's dead. And my man's mum's there as well. And she can hear, man, saying your youth's dead and that. Oh, it was rage.
See parents?
Rage.
Peak. Like you just got to let your kid, like I've always said to like young people who ask me for advice and that. And then I'm just like, look, if you're not enjoying it, change clubs.
Yeah.
You got to play well. You got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you're not enjoying it, it's just another
day. Why
do
you think this is a whole another question? But why do you think man do the non-league circuit? I don't see anyone who enjoys it. No one. You went.
The non-league pros.
Yeah.
You went. Birmingham played a bit in it.
Yeah.
Like, did you enjoy it?
No, I did still.
What, the non-league pros?
Yeah. Them guys that do like the guys on Twitter that do the free agent and like every.
You see them?
Like every week they left their club.
You see them?
Like every week. I'm not getting onto them. Like I know they make money or whatever. That's a job for them or whatever. But I've never seen no one who fully comes to me and says, I played at a club all year and I enjoyed it.
You see them?
Everyone hates it.
They're dead. They may be good technically, but if you can't play, I'm saying it's tactically, you're awful.
Yeah.
So why is a man like non-league is the same as League One? Your job is online for 6 months.
Yeah.
You've got to perform. I'll give you a budget. Perform. And in non-league, a lot of budgets are a lot.
Yeah.
Like you're giving you everything. If you're not performing, you got to go, bro.
Yeah.
2 bad games. Yeah, sorry, mate, it's not working out.
I'd rather just
that happens.
Free agent. Hashtag free agent. That pisses me off.
Every week,
man, just begging on Twitter. Bro. I know it works for them.
Yeah, it does, but every week I just think
it's the same players going around to the same clubs.
That's what I think as well. I just think, fam, and they would follow a manager who just didn't play them. I've never understood that. Like,
and
man will say,
like their bridges.
well, man will say, oh, the manager never played him at the last club, but he's gone to a new club. I'm gonna go with him. But man didn't play with him in the last club.
Hey.
Some man have nicked like serious livings.
You see that? You see when they tweet, yeah. Thanks for everything at this club. I really love the fans. You're not a pro, bro. You're saying thanks to 50 man.
That come down on there.
Old man as well.
Yeah, they even got Twitter.
With the Only Fools and Horses hat.
They even got Twitter and that.
They got Twitter. They just. But non-league is a mad. Like, look at Dulwich. They get what 1,500 of like yuppie. Is it yuppie? Like the white fans peak in Dulwich.
Yeah, them are
and it's a black squad.
Yeah.
Like they're hardcore fans. And then you get
a lot of them non-league fans have diehard.
But then you get Chesney and Hook, where the fans are the committee and their kids. You got one dog running around.
Fam, Water played like 3 friendly games with them or something. I went there like a couple of years ago to watch.
I went there. I played one game of Water, but yeah, it's mad.
Oh, they were talking about him years later in that.
Yeah,
Water player.
Best player we've ever had at Chesney. Yeah,
fucking hell, man. He played like a couple games from a handful.
All lying to their family. Yeah, we had Willie and Dan. Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, no, man.
Non-league is cool, but it's a tapped world, bro. Tapped.
Do you know what? Going back to what you were saying, about the parents, I feel like, there needs to be a balance in it. When I was that age, I didn't really have anyone in my ear, because like my mum, obviously, she weren't really like. Mums don't really know about football like that. That's not really their thing. And my dad wasn't really like a football head either. So for me, I was playing football because I liked it. I enjoyed the game. Obviously, man will be at school, man will be kicking ball. And then obviously, like, in school, you'll have, like, those days out where you're playing other schools in the area and whatnot. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just enjoyed football myself. But I didn't have anyone like an older brother or an uncle or a dad that was like, yo, like, Buck, you could, if you do X, Y, and Z, like, you can do all right. Or this is what you need to do. I've looked at your game and this is what you need to work on. Like, I didn't have that guidance. And some man have that in older brothers or in their brother, like, because they're 2 of them play, or do you get what I'm trying to say? Or maybe they got a dad that's like kind of pressuring them, or they know people. Do you get what I'm saying? But man didn't really have that. So I didn't have that guidance to push man. And I felt like that's what man would have needed. Man would have needed a dad to be on me, like, yo, like, run, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my dad was like, he come to a few games, but he was like hands off, and he doesn't know if I'm having a good game or a shit game. You know what I'm saying?
So that's my son.
So it's like, when you think about like getting to a professional level, there has to be some sort of push in order to get a kid over the line. Otherwise,
you have to be good. That's the first thing.
You know what I'm trying to say? See, like, I'm probably a few years older than you, like, when I was younger, it was, if you're sick, regardless of how, like, tactically, they'll teach you. They'll sign you, give you a pro. Now, it's more robotic. It's more tactical. You can be good, but be good at the right time. Like, I think Phil Foden's cold. And I'm sure when he was under 18s, he's running through the whole team. Now,
man's not allowed to.
Pap. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can see talent from under 8s and stuff like that.
But don't you think they could mold you? Because I felt at that age, I was decent. But I felt like if man had a push, I could have been really good.
Yeah, I hear that.
What I'm saying?
But now, you've got one-to-one coaches. You've got team technical coaches. You've got, like, I'm talking about out away from clubs. So kids have a lot more opportunities to develop their technical skills. Yeah. And then all they got to do is work on tactical stuff. That's why they go through the whole academy system. And then when you get to pro time, it's, have you got that extra to push for the first team?
And I think that's why as well, a lot of managers install the academy, the ethos of their club through the academy. So like if you go to like most Prem clubs, the way the first team play is the way the academy play. Where it never used to be like that back in the day. Even if the academy would be a separate team.
If we're changing our tactics next week, you've got to play like that because if one player gets called up, he's got to know
how we play.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. But it's good. Like there's some clubs or some managers that don't want anything to do with the academy. Like one of the Fulham managers, I'm not going to say who, but he said, nah, I don't want under-18s training here. So they'll mess up the first team pitch, train there for a couple of days, and then move to the under-18s pitch. So under-18s have to move around and then sometimes just train in a dome, which is unrealistic.
Yeah, man's not having a look at them at all, fam.
And he's all telling the chairman, buy that land, build an academy there. So the under-18s are there, and the first team are here. It's mad.
So he was trying to segregate the thing, basically.
Literally. which is mad.
What do you man think about that though? The parents that push their kids, because I don't necessarily feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like there just needs to be.
Let me tell you the difference. Yeah. So I've spoken to pros who are parents and parents who aren't football parents.
Yeah.
The pros just want their kids to enjoy it. If you make it, when it's time to get serious, we'll get serious. But when you're a kid, and this is what they are, teenagers, kids, play football, enjoy it. Because you're not going to get them years again. Yeah. When you're an adult, you're playing football for your job. These parents want a living. Obviously, they want their kids to be rich, but I'm your mum, I'm your dad. Yeah. You're bringing me with you, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just, they're applying pressure.
Man's a lucky ticket, isn't it?
They're applying pressure to better their lives and their kids. Yeah. Well, they've had the dream. They just want their kids to, they know the pressures, innit? They just want their kids, if they really want to play football, they'll push on.
You see that in other things as well, coming away from football. You see like a lot of actors or musicians even say like, I don't even really want, especially the top level, my son to do it or my daughter to do it because everyone's going to compare them to me. Like, it's techie. Like, Rooney's son is under some scrutiny. Yeah. Like, I remember when he was born and they was like, you can bet on him to play for Man United already. Yeah. It's mad because he plays for Man United now. Obviously not first team. But he doesn't. Bro, you've seen his Instagram. He's raged. Bro, he does a rage Instagram. He said, we played Liverpool today, lost 5-3, but I scored a hat-trick. Puts on his Instagram and that. Slaps. He's left-footed as well. Slaps it with his left. He's cold. He puts up videos and that. He's sponsored by Puma. Yeah. He's cold still. He's young Rooney. But the pressure's mad.
But he's gonna make it regardless because of who his dad is.
Yeah. But will he make it to Rooney level?
Yeah, he won't make it to. Will he make it to, like Ronaldo's son as well? Yeah, he's doing a mad thing.
Yeah.
But is he gonna be as good as his dad?
Yeah. Pressure. Mad pressure.
My whole thing is this, and it's funny because I was listening to something today and they were talking about Tom Brady. You man know who Tom Brady is. All right, so Tom Brady, for the people that don't know, he's like arguably one of the best quarterbacks to ever play American football, Now, Tom Brady, all the guys that have played with him that speak about this guy say like how he's like super strict on himself. He's very regimented. He's very linear in how he trains. He's very obsessive is the word that kept coming up. Now, we're talking about like a guy that's made, I don't know, maybe like $500 million, maybe in terms of his whole career. More than that. Like he's at the top of the food chain when it comes to like sports in America. He's arguably the best quarterback to ever play. And the words that they use to describe him is like obsessive, regimented, very like fully focused, these kinds of things. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, we're talking about the best here. So to get to those levels, you have to have that. You need to have some sort of like obsessiveness about you.
You gotta be a little bit tapped.
Focus. You get what I'm trying to say to get to those levels. So when I think about like transferring it back to football now or soccer, like you need to have a bit of that about you. And if you don't have that instilled, because you know what, some man just don't have it. Like man used to play football with youths who were cold, but they were just like, bro, it's like football with it.
But do you know what it is with them?
And they're calm, they're chilling.
You know what it is with them? They've been heartbroken. So they've been sold a dream, get on the bus to get to that dream, and it's like, nah, mate, you can't come.
But that's what I'm saying. Some
and they're good enough.
Don't have it though.
Yeah, some youths don't have they're technically sick. Like you don't have to teach them nothing. They can do everything. They don't have the heart.
Some don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
But this is what I'm saying. So if you have a parent, because you might not have it, but your dad or your mum might have it.
Yeah, but then will you love it though?
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
If you're cool. If your parents pushed you to do something that you might have wanted to do at the beginning, but they want it more than you, are you gonna want it?
Yeah,
you're gonna want to do it.
You're gonna get to a stage where you don't love the sport no more.
Like your parents are waking up. Hey, you gotta come. You gotta go pod.
Like you're not waking up yourself. Like you're not ready yourself. Like they're waking up. He's like, allow it, man. Look at Asu Okoto from Spurs. Remember him? Man said, but they asked him about football. I think in an interview, a man said, "Oh, would you ask a postman? Does he enjoy delivering letters?" Like, would you ask a plumber if he enjoys building with pipes? It's work. Like, I go there, I clock in, I clock out. It's work. It pays my bills. Man had no aspirations and dreams. He's like, bro, I don't like when they asked him like, who's your favorite player? And he's like, oh, I just play. I'm just good at it. I just play.
Yeah.
So some man, as much as he made a good level, so it's all right. But if you're not, as a kid, especially like 16 or 14 to 18, not loving it yourself and not willing to put those hours in yourself, I think it'll be to the detriment of yourself because you'll end up hating the sport when you do get knockbacks and stuff like that.
Some man don't know though. Like you saying, like knowing what you need to do to get to that level.
Yeah.
I feel like, bro, what they need to do, is really do like have the actual stats. Like, look at the pros.
They do have
and
the
look
stats.
at their parents and like what parents were pushy, what parents were, and what percentage.
Well, you know what,
that's techie though.
made it,
Because then
and
they're
what
going into,
percentage
but
didn't.
then you're judging. It's techie though, because then you're judging parents and how they parent their kids.
Yeah.
Because you want your kid to do like, I don't know, new day. I'm gonna take my daughter swimming, ballet, all of that
Tennis,
stuff,
yeah.
all of that, tennis, all of that stuff. And then in the end, all that's gonna fizzle out. Apart from one thing,
Yeah.
one thing that I reckon she's good at. I'll be like, if she's tennis, I'll be like, we're gonna stick with tennis.
Yeah.
And if she like swimming and all of that, we'll stick with that as well because you like that. But the rest fizzle out, so you can't get the stats about pushy parents and that because it's all different. You got
You know what it is as well? Not always the pushy parent makes it. Like, man knows some parents of pros, or not knows them, but like you can hear their story. Like, for example, when there was pod or whatever, where man just said I was cold, bro. I love football. I just kept going. My parents didn't know nothing about football. Especially those ones that, like, for example, like Wilf, who like, was not born here, came over. Man's parents were probably even saying to him at the start, man, need to drop the football thing. Obviously, I don't say his parents did, but drop that out until the education's done. And then man's thinking, brother, I'm sick. So you have to, it has to come from within, I think, when it comes to being at the top elite. Like, I don't think it's Tom Brady's parents that necessarily got him there.
He's got to
but I think once he got there, he wanted to stay there. No, I don't know either. I'm just saying in general. I'm saying when you still get that obsessiveness, you might come from your past. Like, let's take it out of football. Like, we always hear, like, Michael Jackson, like, talked about his dad, like, being real peak on him as a young youth, like, peak.
No childhood.
Serena, look, man's watched King Richard, the movie. Like, man had no childhood, though. So that's what's mad. Like, I wonder.
Look at see the level though.
Yeah, but
he made it.
That's
to.
not everyone though. That's not everyone.
And at what detriment?
Look at Ronaldo. Ronaldo, yeah, he's got to come to United. Skinny kid, braces, all of that. He's turned himself into a goal scoring machine. Yeah. Then you look at Messi. Messi's just naturally.
Well, injections.
But do you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to go gym, work on core, but he's naturally like Ronaldo's had to work hard. Messi's just born with it.
Yeah.
Who's pushing them?
They both wanted it the same.
They both wanted it. Ronaldo, his mum's not pushing
Yeah, I feel like Ronaldo had it in him though. And
he had that dog.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dog.
And some man don't
that's
have
the ruthlessness.
Yeah, that's that dog in him though. That's that.
And you've seen it even when.
But you think Messi don't though? But you think Messi don't though? Firstly,
what
have that dog in him?
Nah, I think he
Bro,
does.
There we go.
I've watched people have told me they've watched Messi live. Yeah. Defensively, strolls around. Everything he does in that PSG, strolls around. As soon as that ball goes into attack,
man's alive.
Problem.
Man's alive.
But you don't teach that.
He'd be long to play against.
Bro, I'm not playing.
You don't teach that.
Getting a red. Getting a red.
Messi or Ronaldo anyway.
No, it's a Ronaldo thing still.
Therefore, a Ronaldo thing still.
One was machine, fam. He's a machine.
But yeah, no, I think about it a lot, and I think about like being at a young age, and at those kind of ages, where you're like,
you gotta read the room.
16, 17, and you're about to make that transition. I feel like if you don't have that in you, you'll fall by the wayside, and a lot of kids do, but they just need that extra. Like, bro, you're good enough, you know.
Yeah,
like you could do it. This is what you need to do. Do you get what I'm saying? And not a lot of I didn't have that.
But it comes to application.
And then I got to
like at that age, 16 to 18.
Yeah.
A lot of clubs know who's gonna be in the first team and who's not. You got to remember, you got 21 man squad, under 18s, 21 players, Maximum 3 are gonna make it.
Yeah.
The rest of the 18 are just mannequins. Yeah. They're there to make the other players look good.
Yeah. Man used to hear that in like young FA Youth Cup sides, like Arsenal side, they'll be like, or Man United side, like, those 3 are the guys, the rest of them.
The goalkeeper, you're lucky because that is flick of a coin. But you see the rest of them, it's mad. Because after under 18s, you got 23s. That's another squad of pros. And some teams don't let their first team play 23. So you got another 11, 12 man in front of you.
Yeah, so
and if you're at a club like Arsenal, you're lucky because they look at youth, innit? But if you're at other clubs,
like
struggling.
Chelsea, boy.
Chelsea depending on the manager. But other clubs, it's peak.
It's techie still.
35 man on pros that are never going to play first team.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Have you, on your podcast, Era, have you spoken to some of them, man, about like what they're planning to do after football and when their career finishes? Like,
season 1, a few, man, but a lot of them don't even know.
They don't know still.
If you're earning good money, you don't really think about that.
No,
Like,
you should though.
You should,
But
but
these man are getting on a bit, innit?
Prem man,
Yeah, Prem and
100
Orient
up.
still.
100 out. Bro, I was saying to this to my dad, yeah. Sorry to change it. You can't compete with a footballer. If you're out in a club,
Bro, man's been there, bro.
Bro,
He's been there. We
you
went
can't
out and
compete
Troy
with them.
Deeney came to man. You was there when we went out in Brum for my birthday,
yeah,
like
I won.
6 years ago, longer than that
was,
maybe.
yeah.
Bro, man went out. Long story short, yeah. Man's got to the thing. The woman's like, "Yeah, your table's gone." I said, "Huh?" Bro, she took man to the back. You know, like man's. You know, WWE, the behind the scenes part of the club. I didn't even know like they got the barrels and that. Yeah, like they got all the Ciroc bottles there and that. Like the back is bright. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like someone just spent more money than you tonight, innit?" It was my birthday.
Troy, you
gassed.
can't do that this
Oh,
time,
I didn't
though.
even try to do that. I tried to say like, bro, I'll rise up some more. Like I think a couple hundred.
No,
no,
bro.
forget that.
Listen.
It was Troy Deeney. I
Listen.
said, yeah, say no.
Yeah, Troy, you can't do that. You can't do
He
that
can
now,
though,
though.
but he said it on my pod. He's out. If someone buys 10 bottles, he's buying 20.
And you don't
Because
even
he
drink.
can. He'll drink
Bottle
one.
wars.
But listen, these men are on 100 plus a week.
Yeah.
They can spend 50 light. Next week they get
Re-up.
100 for the next 4
Hey,
years.
that's
100
lottery. Man's
bags.
basically getting the lottery.
Listen,
or
50,
weekly.
listen to me. 52 weeks in a year, 100 bags
Comes in.
every week.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Times 52 times 4. What?
4 year deal.
What are you doing?
Bro, you see, like for
You can't
Fafana, signed
compete
like
with
a
these, man.
7-year deal.
Rappers are busting it down and jewels and all that. Footballers can do that light. Just footballers are shook sometimes.
Yeah.
They'll get the fake thing or just do it when they're on the PJs. That's private jet for people. But you can't compete with these, man.
To the lifestyle's vicious.
This is why everyone wants it, because they want the big yard, the car that talks to themselves. You got that. And the 100 bags.
Speak.
Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, I was saying to my dad, was like, I didn't think like that.
Yeah.
They just think, right, they're minted, but you don't understand the levels.
Yeah.
And that's just basic wage. On top of that, you get goal bonus,
Sponsors.
win bonus, sponsors.
Appearance
Certain
fees.
man are on a 1.5 million a year from Nike for 5 years. Anything you want.
The thing is, yeah, Era, hear this though. God, this is where it gets very techie, yeah? And like, a lot of like financial coaches and whatnot. We had a financial coach on here before, yeah? And man talk about lifestyle. Now, when you're making like, I don't know what these men are making. Let's just round it off. Let's say 5 million a year, yeah? You're making 5 M's a year. Your outgoings are maybe, I don't know, maybe a M a year. You got a mansion that costs X amount. You got houses abroad that cost X amount. You got a car. You're paying for your family's mortgages and families' trips.
You've got to remember, depending on where you're from, because you're African,
Yeah.
you're looking after everyone.
Yeah. So these man, like under them, there's a tree of people that they're still feeding. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Partner thing for you, man. Partner thing.
Yeah, it's a partner thing still.
There's a tree under these man that they're feeding. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that 5 after taxes, after everyone they're feeding and their own bills and their own trips and their own like outings and lifestyle, it's like it's not what it is after the paycheck. Now, all right, granted, yeah, they've been paid. Coming towards the end of their career now, yeah, obviously the contracts start getting a bit shorter.
Yeah.
The money starts coming down a bit. You get what I'm trying to say? The money starts coming down a bit, slightly. You get what I'm trying to say? And then, boom, they retire, or it gets to a point where no one wants to offer them a deal, and they got to play for a Billericay or something. You get what I'm trying to say? For 7 bills. But they enjoy it still. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Anyway, once you go from here to like not making as much or not making anything, and then you're telling man, like, raw, man's not really thinking about the future. I'm up in it. I don't really have to right now. It's like, what do you do then? Because now your lifestyle is here.
But that's why a lot of them
your
crash.
income's here.
A lot of them get divorced or go back
because
thing. They
I can't remember who said it, but you lose your purpose.
Yeah,
so as a footballer, from the age of 10 up to 38, 35, your purpose is get up, go training, go match, go home, chill, look after yourself.
Man said 38. That's
Some, bro,
only
some-
Ronaldo.
Some people are lucky, bro.
Yeah, 35 is
Look at
roughly.
Buffon.
a good
He
age.
played with certain
40.
man's. He's played with
He's
certain
a
man's
keeper,
dad and
though.
kids.
He's a
Yeah,
keeper.
Yeah, but
He's a
still.
keeper.
Still a pro, isn't it?
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, purpose. But the older generation, like I'm talking market card prem, yeah, all of them, there was no financial advisors. You get your money, you spend your money, up to you to look after it.
Yeah.
The bank will call you when you're doing a mad thing, but It's up to you. Nowadays, there's financial advisors, therapists, there's friends.
Look at sorry, not to cut in the Arsenal thing, and they got a club liaison. They got a player
liaison.
Yeah, just one guy for that.
They tell you whether it's good to buy your car outright or good to get insurance. Good to buy one apartment or buy the whole block. This is what they're telling man.
And man works for the club.
And they're telling man from when you're 17. Yeah. As soon as your pro money kicks in, this is what they're telling you. So it's up. If you
I don't still go broke with a club liaison.
No, I know, but you've got more advice.
If you go broke, more for you.
It's on your own fault.
How are you going broke? 100 bags a year. How are you? Cool. You're saying 5 mil. £5 million a year. Cool. Your outgoings are blah blah blah.
But that's a 4-year.
You're not spending
Look at
£5 million.
Fofana just signed like a 7-year deal for Chelsea. He could never go broke, bro.
How old is he? 22.
Yeah, it's impossible, bro. Man's done until you're 29.
29 years old.
No, it's not impossible, but it's impossible to me. It should be impossible.
In this day and age, you're not going broke because
you shouldn't.
Your agent sees you as a you're a cash cow.
Yeah.
I'm not letting this brother ruin his life.
Yeah.
Shouldn't. So he's got like do this. I'm gonna do it as well. Blah blah blah. Here's my cut. Boom. So they're putting places to get extra money. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all agents do it, but
yeah, because a lot of agents are out for themselves as well.
But a lot of top footballers now are investing in other stuff. You got like Pogba does the clothes thing.
Yeah.
Lingard does the clothes thing.
Yeah.
You got Zaha, for example, does the academy.
Yeah.
They're making investments, bro. Like not a lot of footballers are just thinking,
"Well, you can't listen.
I'm a play." And
then remember, they're gonna have a longer. They're gonna spend a longer time out of football.
Of course. But also,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Also, listen to this. When you're making 100 bags a year, cool. When you retire to when you fully retire, your pension is mental. Yeah. I got told you play 2, maybe 3 years in a prem, your pension is you're done for life. And I think I could be wrong, but I think footballers can withdraw their pension a bit early. I'm not too sure.
I think anyone can.
If you're on 100 bags a week, I look at my paycheck and think, fucking hell, pension again. But if you're on 100 bags a week,
not bad,
and they're taking your pension off, I'm bidding off. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? My dad's talking about going back to Uganda soon. And he's like, yeah, I'm waiting for my pension to kick in. You won't see me for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But imagine them. Obviously, it's a long way away. Yeah. And a lot of things can happen
in between, yeah.
But still.
Because you hear those tragic stories,
yes,
yeah?
But
not even just footballers. We're talking about perfect example, boxing. Because when we're talking about boxing, we're talking about literally lottery purses, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say?
Forget
that. A man going brass.
But you're comparing it to football, purses. Bro. Football is weekly, 100 bags a week. Boxing, I've got to win this fight.
You get a contract as well. Football's a contracted sport.
You got to fight.
Now, some of the boxers, they lose the fight.
Yeah,
they still get paid.
Exactly, but look.
Then you're not fighting for another 3 months or 6 months or a year.
For example,
the bag's dumb,
For example, look, man will say someone like Phil Jones is done out here, but bro, he's been getting paid. How long has he been at Man United? How long has he been at Man United? On at least 80 bags minimum. Man's been at Man United for like 8 years.
A lot of players got that thing where when you play a certain amount of games, you're going up 10%, 15%.
Man will probably get like a yearly increase. Bro, Phil Jones is scraping Man United. There's no funds here. There's no funds. He took all the funds last transfer window. He was a former manager.
You see the payout they gave me? I think I'm living near Cobham, yeah?
He quit.
No, but yeah, it's mad, bro. You can't compete with these, man, bro. It's peak.
Yeah, the lifestyle's crazy.
I hear it. But footballers have got the PFA to look after them. Why do you think so many footballers become pundits? They get media trained by the PFA and Sky and BT because they need people that people idolise to talk to them. Whether they're chatting shit or they're talking the truth, there's someone out there that rates Garth Crooks or Rio Ferdinand or Clinton Morrison. So regardless, people are going to watch. And they put them on prime time like Soccer Saturday and then the BT. What's the BT one on a Tuesday when the Sky Champions League thing? Do you know what I'm saying? So there's different avenues for people to make money. Back in the day, they probably weren't. But now, it's very, very hard. It can happen.
Look at someone like Rio Ferdinand. He's still technically making money. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. He's not playing football money.
He's a pundit. He's got the pod the number 5. He's got the hats. Yeah. He's
got a media outlet, basically.
Laughing. Do you know what I'm saying?
You got to keep your hand in the pie.
Rio Ferdinand, he's like turned himself into like a household name and a brand as well.
But if you're good enough though, you should be trying to do that.
Look at that.
If you're a top footballer.
Pogba, they hate him here, but he don't care. As soon as he's retired, he's sponsored by Adidas for life. He's got the PP thing.
PP brand.
That's like a David Beckham thing. R9 thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So not a lot of people
have
are sponsored. Like Neymar was the next thing.
He went to Puma, innit?
Nike said we don't care about all of that. Go Puma.
And he went. Yeah, bro. If you're a top footballer, there's no way you should go broke after because,
In
bro,
this
you
day
could
and
just
age.
appearance. You could even just do appearances, bro. Like if man just want to pop up somewhere
You
and
can go,
speak
you
to
can
a
go on
uni.
Insta and just be like, give me, look, Insta post, bro.
Yeah,
Man are
Insta
getting
post.
£1 million a
Ronaldo,
post.
Ronaldo gets more on his Insta post than I think
And that's not
anyone
even
in
his,
the world.
that's his public Insta. You don't have to tweet his son and that on there.
That's
Give me
a
£1 million,
side one.
I'll tweet you a little energy drink. I'll tweet your pod. I'll post your pod. £1 million. That's on the, and even you got stories, you got reels, you got main page. Bro, there's so many ways to make money now. Everyone's rich.
Yeah, and everyone can stay rich still. Everyone can stay rich.
Techie, bro. Don't stop thinking about it. Make you go mad.
Nah, big fat.
I was thinking about what could have been.
Bro, there's too
Bro,
much money in the world
I look
circulating.
on Insta, international break. As soon as the gaffer says, right, boys, see you in 3 days. Man are on the PJ, out the country, instant.
Yeah.
Dubai, fucking south of France, wherever. I don't know
It's
where
mad,
else
isn't
they
it?
go.
When these men don't get called up and they seem upset, I'm thinking, fam, this is
They
a
don't
holiday,
seem
bro.
upset.
No, but
Yeah,
they're
they're
clapping,
not
obviously. You
upset,
know
they're
them, man. Some of them.
Yeah, some of them,
Like
yeah.
Madison did that thing. He's
Fam, he's on holiday now, billing.
Exactly.
Billing,
Cooling
rolly
off.
out, laughing.
Man's in Bali right now,
Bro.
cooling, bro.
They're living their life, bro. Best life. Hell of a, what's that thing? Hell of a life. All of that, bro. It's mad. I don't envy them because I don't think I'd be a good person with that type of money.
What do you mean, bro?
He's already a bad person now, bro.
I'm
What
an
would you
internet
be
troll,
a shit
but
person?
Hey, he's
I'm not
a-
talking about that.
this is the hood Piers Morgan, bro.
I'll
This
talk
guy's
bad
an
stuff,
internet
but-
troll, bro.
I'm trying to behave myself. But like, I don't know. Like, I just tell man, go away.
Bro, this guy, do you remember when there was Black Twitter? Do you remember that thing?
Oh, was you the leader of
Bro,
Black Twitter?
he
I
tried to
took
fight
on-
them.
I
He
took
tried
on
to
Black
fight them
I
all.
won.
fam.
I didn't try. I won. Bro, I did go sleep at 4 a.m. Man were DMing me, give me your number, threatening me on the phone. But anyone that tweeted me, I was just bantering them.
He was replying to everyone.
Someone took a
One by
photo
one.
like this, yeah, like with a water bottle like that. I was like, wipe your mouth on the water bottle. What's going on here? And the man's threatening me. It's Twitter, bro.
You
But the
see
thing with Twitter, yeah, you can be whoever you want. I let people watch a film called Ready Player One. Yeah, you go on the social media, you become whoever you want. All your money's on socials. This is what Twitter is.
Simulation still.
Everyone is a bad boy. Everyone's rich. Everyone knows it all. I'm just that guy who just says, no, you're not like that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stop.
It stops here.
It stops here.
I might have my little relapses, but nah.